So they bring in a new guy to replace him
for this one episode.
For this one interview after the final show. And the guy's name is Emmanuel Acho.
Okay.
Legend. He was sick at Texas. Amazing football player.
I'm actually really familiar with him. He hosts a show called Speak for Yourself on Fox Sports.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Is that the one with, what's one that he has McConaughey on to talk about during all the BLM stuff? That was like a super strong, like great piece that they did together.
Yeah. But I'm familiar with him. He mainly talks sports.
Okay.
Was a linebacker in the NFL for a little bit, played at University of Texas. So he comes on, and he's the new host because they wanted something a little more.
And Rachel Lindsay said no
for the situation at hand. Right. And so he comes on. The first part of it, I thought he was a little. Like, it seemed like he was a little uncomfortable. Like, he didn't come off as, like, smooth as, like, Chris Harrison does.
Yeah.
But I think he was clearly saving it for when Rachel walked out. And when Rachel walked out, he sits her down, and I thought he was stellar in how he asked her tough questions. Like, he basically said this is supposed to be like we should be able to have like open conversations about these things.
Right.
He kind of brought up the picture, and he basically said, I want to make sure I let you know that I don't think you're a racist. Yeah. I just think what you did is racially insensitive. And he was very clear in how he asked her tough questions without attacking her.
Totally.
Which I thought was great. I thought he did an A+ job on the entire situation.
Is that Emmanuel or Matt?
Emmanuel, when he's asking her, because she has to answer all these, and I thought she answered everything phenomenally. Her
statement was good too. I saw the Instagram post.
Yeah, sometimes when you see like celebrity cancellation apology videos, you can it kind of comes off like I just have to do this and get it over with.
Yeah, kind of thing. Managers like me write this.
Her whole shtick came off as very, at least to me, and I could be wrong. Yeah. It came off as very genuine.
Yeah.
Like, I do think that she fully didn't really realize what she was doing, and I don't think she had any idea that these pictures were going to come out and blow up into. Like, I don't think there was any malice behind what she did in 2018.
Right.
And I do
think she attended a college party.
Yeah, she attended a college party and with a bunch of her friends and dressed up in old time dresses.
And got dragged into it.
Yeah,
by being
Well, I just don't think she thought about that. It was that
which like a lot of none of us in college are we're going to college parties.
She answers everything beautifully. I do think it didn't seem like she was just going through the motions. It seemed like she genuinely cared about what she did and how it was perceived and how she can not do that again and learn and grow better or get better or whatever. And then they bring Matt on.
Okay. The Bachelor.
Yep. And apparently what happened, at least how it comes off with him. Number one, he looked super uncomfortable the entire time.
Interesting.
Even when they brought him on his own and they interviewed him with the other girl who was like a runner-up before, he seemed like he just had no interest and did not want to be there. Like I watched the whole season. I've never seen him look that uncomfortable.
Damn.
Was the beard still there from the? Mm-hmm.
He had the super thick beard. What he said is that once he found out about the allegations, he just dropped her.
Damn.
Just like stopped talking to her.
So
and said that she needs to do work on her own.
Wow.
And he basically alluded to that there's no chance they're ever getting back.
So that's
together.
how it wrapped up.
That's how it wrapped up.
There's power in being the kind of person that like it's an opportunity for education as well. Like to say like you need to figure it out on your own is like not properly the right reaction, where it's more of like these are the things you need to do and the steps you need to take, which is watch these movies, read these books, understand these issues, not like go fuck yourself.
Yeah. That's exactly my issue with it. And the main point I wanted to make is I feel like if the goal is to end these things that people do that are insensitive, the only way to really get people to stop doing that is to support them kind of when they screw up and allow them to grow from the situation. Like, I mean, that's like,
right.
And Emmanuel asked Rachel a question like, do you blame it on your upbringing? Because she grew up in like small town in Georgia.
Product of your environment.
Yeah, product of your environment. And she could have blamed it on that, but to her credit, she said, no, absolutely not. Like, I take full responsibility. Like, she didn't throw anything under the bus. And like, I grew up in a town similar to how she did. And like, I definitely did like insensitive things back in the day. And the only reason you stop doing them is because you go off and you do other things. Like I went to the military, I went to college, I moved here, and you surround yourself with a more diverse friend group, and you meet people from different backgrounds who have different experiences, and you get to know them, and it rubs off on you. And then over time, it changes. And I just thought what Matt did was kind of screwed up, and that she's the girl that he loves on the show.
Well, do you think he did it for essentially views? Or did you actually think
he would have gotten more public support if he stuck with her, I think.
Okay.
And maybe he didn't realize that, but it came off to me that at the end, he didn't want to be in a relationship with anyone. Because The Bachelor, the whole premise of The Bachelor is very fake and inauthentic.
Yep.
And that you have these guys that are The Bachelor, and they go on this show, and they're supposed to like fall in love and get married.
In
and
10
you have
weeks.
they're like,
it's a better story if he gives her a chance to learn and to
and
grow.
the trick on how they get them to convey all these emotions in the show is for however months or however long they're filming, they take away their phones, they take away their internet, and they have these producers that are like egging them on. And when I was in the military, you go to basic training, they take away your phone. It makes people more emotional.
Oh, I bet.
Like it's a weird thing, but they kind of mess with you in a way where they get you to like confess feelings and stuff like that. And it seems like they're really into each other. Yep. But then you go back out in the real world and you have 1 million Instagram followers. 95% of them are female. Like once the real world hits, the last thing you want to do is like be engaged in that situation. And you're like a 29-year-old dude.
Right.
So I think he just wanted out, and I think he was just trying to get through it and just was doing anything he could to just get it over with and not have to deal with it anymore.
So he's your average late 20-something New York guy.
Yeah. But I think that
Classic.
I think it's a bad look for anyone. I think it's a bad look for him. Like I think he should have. Like I think if it was me, even if I didn't want to stay with her, I would have supported her through at least the next month or two until the situation was over. I mean, I can't speak for him.
So they're not getting back together.
No, absolutely not.
So
I just think it was real messed up how he left her high and dry.
Yeah.
In that situation like that, when she seemed like she was being so genuine and honestly wanted to try to improve on her misgivings